The scrutiny and controversy surrounding Omid Scobie's recent book, In Game, have sparked heated reactions and defenses, especially concerning his portrayal of Kate Middleton. In his book, Scobie criticizes the Duchess of Cambridge, labeling her as cold and claiming she ignored Meghan Markle's calls for help. These assertions have triggered an onslaught of opinions from royal experts and commentators, igniting a fierce debate about the fairness and accuracy of Scobie's assessments. The backlash against Scobie has been substantial, with numerous royal experts condemning his portrayal of Kate Middleton. They perceive his comments as unjust and baseless, accusing him of aiming for sensationalism to garner attention and headlines. Among those criticizing Scobie, royal biographer Robert Jobson condemned the characterization of the Duchess as disgraceful, emphasizing her dedication to her royal duties and family. Jobson's sentiments echo the sentiments of many defenders of the Duchess, highlighting her commitment to service and her exemplary performance in her role. He denounces Scobie's claims as an unfair character assassination, pointing out Kate's admirable efforts in serving both the monarchy and her family with grace and dedication. Additionally, Richard Fitzwilliam, another royal expert, underscores Scobie's approach to sensationalism, emphasizing that attacking figures like the Duchess of Cambridge is a surefire way to attract attention. He criticizes Scobie's understanding of the royal family's dynamics, highlighting Kate and Prince William's balanced approach to their royal duties and family life. Fitzwilliam further elaborates on Scobie's portrayal of Kate as coachable, drawing comparisons to Queen Elizabeth's iconic stature. He juxtaposes this portrayal with Diana's reputation for reaching out to those in need, but being strong-willed, raising doubts about Meghan Markle's purported similarities to the late princess. Scobie's claims regarding Kate's purported reluctance to increase her workload for a decade or more until her children reach adulthood have also drawn criticism. His labeling of Kate as Katie Keene, emphasizing her eagerness to learn in palace press releases, has been perceived as diminishing her efforts and commitment to her role as a future queen. The controversies surrounding Scobie's book have intensified due to his portrayal of Kate Middleton as a passive, unchallenging figure within the monarchy. His depiction of her as someone who glides under the radar and never challenges the system has sparked outrage among supporters of the Duchess, who argue that such characterizations overlook her genuine efforts and contributions. Despite the criticisms and backlash, Scobie's book has generated significant attention, drawing both praise and condemnation for its controversial assertions about the Duchess of Cambridge. The debate surrounding the accuracy and fairness of his claims remains fiercely contested among royal commentators and experts, reflecting the ongoing fascination and scrutiny surrounding the British royal family. The depiction and comparison of Meghan Markle's and Kate Middleton's roles within the royal family have been subjects of intrigue and scrutiny. Omid Scobie, an author known for his writings on the royal family, has highlighted perceived differences in their engagements and approaches to their duties. These differences, as presented by Scobie, seemingly paint Kate Middleton in a less favorable light compared to Meghan Markle. The narrative portrays Meghan as a dynamic and proactive figure, characterized by her strong work ethic and commitment to royal engagements, while painting Kate Middleton as less enthusiastic and more reserved in her duties. Scobie draws attention to the number of engagements undertaken by both individuals, emphasizing Meghan's rapid increase in engagements during her tenure as a working royal. He contrasts this with Kate's supposedly lower workload, suggesting that this renders her a part-time working royal in comparison. Moreover, Scobie's account highlights Meghan's approach as being more focused on substantial work and less on superficial aspects, such as fashion choices, attributing to her portrayal as a shimmering ornament in the royal family tree. The portrayal presented by Scobie outlines a dynamic where Meghan's presence as a working royal seemingly outshone Kate's, positioning Meghan as a transformative figure within the royal family. Scobie implies that Meghan's proactive approach caused William and Kate to reassess their own roles, insinuating that they adapted their approach after observing Meghan's swift actions. Additionally, Scobie suggests a potential rift between Kate and Meghan during Meghan's time as a working royal, claiming that despite public appearances together, Kate allegedly spent more time talking about Meghan than conversing directly with her. Furthermore, Scobie portrays Meghan's experience within the royal family as lonely and isolated, expressing an expectation that Kate, as a fellow outsider to the royal family initially, could have provided support. However, according to Scobie, Kate remained distant and unresponsive to Meghan's emotional difficulties during her pregnancy, a departure from the public image of Kate as affable and easy to get along with. Scobie's depiction also implies a strain in the relationship between Kate and Meghan, suggesting that their interactions ceased after 2019. This narrative contrasts Meghan's perception of a strained relationship with Kate to the fondness she supposedly retains for her past relationship with Prince Harry. Additionally, Scobie attributes changes in Kate's public persona post Megxit, referring to her as Kate 2.0, appearing more approachable and engaging in activities like the Happy Baby, Happy Mum podcast. Moreover, Scobie touches upon aspects of Kate's public appearances, suggesting that she struggles with public speaking and may feel uncomfortable in certain situations. He implies that palace aides are cautious not to push her out of her comfort zone, painting a picture of Kate as focused primarily on her family duties rather than her royal obligations. The book, slated to hit UK shelves imminently, dives deeply into the royal family's handling of Prince Andrew's connection to convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. It explores events before Prince Andrew's ousting from military associations and patronages in January 2022, depicting King Charles and Prince William grappling with the optimal course of action. According to the author, King Charles, in particular, wrestled with concerns about Prince Andrew, even losing sleep over the matter. The book suggests Prince William, on the other hand, was somewhat perplexed by his father's struggle and desired a more decisive stance. There's an assertion that Prince William perceived his father as insufficiently competent for the situation, citing differing leadership styles despite shared interests. The author posits that Prince William anticipated the Queen's leniency towards Prince Andrew unless he personally voiced his apprehensions to her. The book indicates Prince William took the initiative to remove Prince Andrew, enlisting his private secretary, as the late Queen and Prince Charles seemed hesitant to commence the process themselves. In the absence of Prince Philip's guiding presence, Prince William apparently consulted his team about the Andrew problem before meeting the Queen and her private secretary at Windsor Castle to discuss the matter. Reportedly, after a lengthy conversation with Prince William, the Queen contacted Charles in Scotland, concluding that they needed to strip Andrew of his titles and duties. The book characterizes this moment as genuinely sorrowful for the Queen and a significant blow to the family, especially after Prince Philip's passing. Prince Andrew had resigned from public duties in May 2020 before being formally divested of military titles and patronages by the Queen in 2022. The book also suggests that William admired the Queen's political impartiality and aspires to model his reign after hers rather than following Charles' approach. Additionally, it references a source close to Prince Charles portraying him as a transitional monarch, someone who will prepare and pave the way for the next reign. Furthermore, Princess Michael of Kent reportedly criticized Meghan Markle, alleging she made issues about race, echoing sentiments that everyone does so nowadays. The book cites a meeting in March 2021 where Princess Michael expressed her discontent about Meghan, illustrating her long-standing lack of support for Prince Harry's wife. The book also brings up Meghan's claims in the Oprah Winfrey interview regarding discussions about Archie's skin color within the royal family. It implies that a second member of the extended royal household, not necessarily part of the royal family itself, made similar remarks. However, the identities of these individuals aren't disclosed in the book due to legal concerns. Omid Scobie, the author, hints at the existence of letters between King Charles Ihue and Meghan, supposedly naming the individuals who commented on Archie's skin color. Nevertheless, he refrains from revealing their identities to avoid potential legal repercussions in the UK. These claims by Mr. Scobie risk reigniting debates about racism within the royal family, particularly stemming from Harry and Meghan's revelations during their Oprah interview. It also brings attention to Princess Michael of Kent's past controversy for wearing a blackamoor brooch to a Christmas lunch in 2017, an event attended by Meghan, which led to accusations of racism. Despite publicly apologizing at that time, the incident stirred considerable controversy and prompted a statement from the palace expressing regret over any offense caused. The royal in question was spotted wearing the jewelry proudly on her coat as she drove through the gates of Buckingham Palace in the days leading up to Christmas. Although not seated at the same table as Meghan, she was introduced to her during an intimate private gathering. The jewelry in question belongs to the blackamoor genre, encompassing figurines, small sculptures, or jewelry depicting individuals, often men, and occasionally women, with black skin, predominantly originating from the 18th century. These items often hold significant value, with some fetching prices of £10,000 or more. Omid Scobie didn't hold back, accusing Prince Edward and Sophie of a royal screw-up, and suggesting that their post-Oprah interview remarks displayed a tone of casual bigotry. The comments made by the couple during a June 2021 interview with The Telegraph, where they quipped about not knowing Oprah who, and downplayed familiarity with the interview, drew criticism from Scobie. Scobie perceived Sophie and Edward's remarks as indicative of an intolerant and privileged monarchy, especially considering their purported ignorance about prominent figures like Oprah Winfrey, a highly successful black woman in entertainment. He also alleged instances where Sophie seemingly ignored Meghan Markle at events, citing the late Queen's state funeral and claiming that other royal figures like Queen Camilla and Kate Middleton similarly snubbed her. Moreover, Scobie highlighted instances where the media allegedly failed to give adequate coverage to Sophie and Edward's engagements, such as their trip to the Cayman Islands in February 2023, which supposedly garnered limited attention in the Western press. A Fleet Street editor, as per Scobie, even purportedly expressed greater success in featuring their own mother on the front page than covering the royal couple. Scobie went on to detail controversial moments from Sophie and Edward's trip to Antigua in March 2022, alleging a lack of interest from Edward towards audiences seeking apologies and reparatory justice for Britain's colonial past in the Caribbean. There were further claims about Edward's response to Antigua's Prime Minister, Gaston Browne, supposedly dismissing discussions on colonization by stating he hadn't taken notes. In a different revelation, sourced from Omid Scobie's book, In Game, it suggested that the late Queen Elizabeth II had doubts about Prince Charles' ability to lead the monarchy and reportedly hired Andrew Parker, Baron Parker of Minsmere, as the new Lord Chamberlain. This move, according to Scobie's sources, indicated the Queen's lack of complete confidence in her son's capability to take over the royal responsibilities. The passage from the royal book published at midnight in the UK unveils intricate details about the late monarch Queen Elizabeth's final days at Balmoral before her passing on September 8. Among these revelations is the account of how members of the royal family were granted individual moments of solitude with Queen Elizabeth subsequent to her demise in September 2022. In the narration by Scobie, September 8 emerges as a poignant day marking the Queen's departure, where her two eldest children, Charles and Anne, had been in her presence overnight. Simultaneously, Prince Andrew, Prince Edward, Duchess Sophie, and Prince William undertook the journey to Scotland on the same day, arriving shortly before 4 p.m., each receiving a private moment to bid farewell following her demise. Within the book's pages, the author elaborates on the Queen's final summer at Balmoral, characterized by a predominantly serene atmosphere despite her declining health. Despite her ailing condition, she remained devoted to her responsibilities, notably overseeing a change in the UK Prime Minister's office merely 2 days before her passing. Scobie's narrative portrays palace aides urging the monarch to delegate the responsibility of accepting Boris Johnson's resignation and performing the traditional kissing of hands ritual with incoming Prime Minister Liz Truss to Prince Charles, who was staying nearby. However, the Queen insisted on fulfilling this duty herself, asserting, "It's my job." While privately battling considerable physical discomfort, the Queen persevered in public, steadfastly executing her royal duties. According to individuals close to the palace quoted by Scobie, the Queen's final summer was interspersed with activities like walks, picnics, and barbecues, relishing moments in the sunshine. Despite her deteriorating health prompting a slower pace of life, she diligently ensured her daily review of government papers and discharged her duties to the best of her ability. However, the portrayal of Omid Scobie's book, In Dame, received a critical review from the New York Times, usually known for its sympathetic stance toward the Sussexes. The review likened Scobie's writing to that of an AI bot and asserted that the journalist, favored by Harry and Meghan, did them no favors. In a concise critique, the liberal U.S. newspaper deemed a chapter on the couple resembling a press release generated by ChatGPT, expressing disappointment that the book largely focuses on rectifying minor grievances against the Sussexes. The first American review of the book conveyed a sense of familiarity with previously disclosed information about the royal family, indicating a lack of fresh revelations. Simultaneously, The Independent, a similarly left-leaning news outlet in the UK, lauded Meghan and Harry, painting them in a consistently positive light. Their review of In Dame granted it 3 stars and applauded Scobie's sympathetic portrayal of the Sussexes. Contrarily, writer Anna Pasternak critiqued Scobie's approach, highlighting his unwavering sympathy toward the Sussexes and his failure to hold them accountable for any shortcomings. She had anticipated a more critical narrative, perhaps targeting Charles or Camilla, yet found the real focus of criticism to be William. The essence of Omid Scobie's recent statements in his book In Dame revolves around the revelations made about the royal family, particularly regarding sensitive matters like comments made about Archie's skin color and the ongoing tensions between members. Scobie, a royal biographer, claims to possess information concerning the individuals who allegedly commented on Archie's skin color. He asserts that this information is contained in letters exchanged between Meghan Markle and King Charles II after the Oprah Winfrey interview in 2021. However, Scobie refrains from divulging the identities, citing potential legal repercussions. During an interview on ABC's Good Morning America, Scobie hinted at the existence of communication between Charles and Meghan following the controversial interview. He suggested that Charles was dismayed by Meghan's feelings and attempted to engage in a conversation on behalf of the royal family. Scobie's insights, though not explicitly naming the individuals involved, hint at a possible thaw in the communication between Meghan and Charles, despite their differing perspectives on the matter. Scobie's claims, if substantiated, have the potential to reignite the discussions about racism within the royal family, a topic that emerged prominently after Harry and Meghan's Oprah interview. Meghan had previously disclosed that a member of the royal family had expressed concerns about Archie's skin tone before his birth. Now Scobie introduces the possibility of a second individual from the extended royal household making similar comments. In Dame, subtitled Inside the Royal Family and the Monarchy's Fight for Survival, reportedly contains several revelations about the royal family and delves into the future of the monarchy, especially following the passing of Queen Elizabeth II. Scobie emphasizes that while his observations may indicate a critical moment for the royal family, it doesn't necessarily signify its demise, but rather a pivotal juncture that threatens its conventional existence. Scobie's overall approach, as portrayed in his book and interviews, seems to present Meghan and Harry in a favorable light, potentially contributing to the ongoing tensions between the Sussexes and other members of the royal family. His reluctance to disclose names directly fuels curiosity while raising ethical and legal concerns, particularly within the sensitive context of the British monarchy and media portrayal. The intricate dynamics and intricacies within the British royal family have continuously garnered public fascination and scrutiny. Recent revelations, as highlighted by royal author Omid Scobie, shed light on the strained relationships between various family members, particularly focusing on the rift between Prince Harry and Prince William. Scobie's insights, portrayed in his book In Dame, emphasize the delicate balance between the brothers and the series of events that exacerbated their estrangement. Allegations made by Scobie suggest that Prince William might have been involved in leaking private information about Prince Harry, causing irreparable damage to their relationship. He described William as someone who has embraced and become a staunch advocate for the royal institution, indicating a departure from his earlier persona. Regarding efforts to mend these fractured relationships, Scobie alluded to Harry's attempts to reconcile with his brother. He mentioned a consistent line of communication between them, despite acknowledging their differing emotional inclinations, particularly with their father, Prince Charles, whom Harry comprehends as not being the most emotionally expressive person. Scobie's accounts delve deeper into the aftermath of the explosive Oprah Winfrey interview with Harry and Meghan. He detailed Charles' attempts to address the allegations made during the interview, suggesting that the monarch reached out to Meghan to convey his disappointment about the public nature of the couple's revelations. However, Scobie implied that the conversations, although respectful, might not have entirely aligned the perspectives of those involved. The delay in updating the titles of Harry and Meghan's children, Archie and Lilibet, to Prince and Princess respectively, is another contentious issue discussed by Scobie. He depicted the frustration and hurt felt by the Sussexes over the prolonged period it took for their children's titles to be officially recognized, especially compared to the swift transition that conventional royal protocols typically dictate. Scobie's narrative extends beyond the immediate family, touching on the relationships between Camilla, Harry, and Meghan. While Camilla reportedly harbors sympathy for Meghan's experiences, Scobie claims that she lacks respect for how the couple managed their public image. This allegedly led to a strained relationship between Camilla and the Sussexes, contrasting with the jovial and convivial lunches she enjoys with William and Kate. The book also explores Prince William's response to Harry's memoir, Spare. It suggests that William only perused parts of the memoir and disregarded Harry's attempts to initiate dialogue through a mutual friend. Despite Harry's efforts to connect with his brother, they seemingly went unanswered, leaving Harry to focus on the future rather than dwelling on the past. These intricate and detailed revelations by Omid Scobie offer a captivating yet complex perspective on the intricacies of the relationships within the royal family, shedding light on the deep-rooted tensions, attempts at reconciliation, and the unspoken intricacies that shape their interactions. Dear friend, if you like everything new about the royal family and don't want to miss all the novelties, subscribe to our channel and like it. By doing so, you take part in our development. We work for you.